YBhg.
Recording in progress.
Right, so we have all the speakers here now. So if it's all right with you and the rest, I'll begin the forum now as well. All right, I think Nisa, we can begin now. Okay, we can begin now. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests and participants from around the globe, Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A very good morning and a very good afternoon, depending on wherever you are, and a warm welcome to the IFSB events. Today, we will be having 3 compact virtual events, which consists of the members and engagement session, the 6th Innovation Forum, and 4th CEOs Forum, all organized by the IFSB. Before we begin, I would like to share a few housekeeping notes. Please kindly ensure that your microphones remain muted throughout the sessions, unless you're invited to speak. You're also welcome to use the chat feature to post questions during the Q&A segments. And if you encounter any technical issues, please reach out to our support team via the chat function. With that, my name is Umar, member of the Secretariat from the Communication and Engagement Department of the IFSB, serving as your MC for our programs today. And to officially open today's forum, with great pleasure, I invite the Secretary General of the Islamic Financial Services Board, IFSB, Dr. Yassin, to deliver his opening remarks.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good morning, good afternoon, depending where you are. And thank you all for coming. It's really a great pleasure to welcome you all to this forum on the innovation and CEO organized by the IFSB. Also, I would like to extend my deep gratitude and thanks to our guest speakers who are willing to share their experiences and the experience of their organizations with all of us here when it comes to issues related to innovation in particular. The issues of innovation and technology in finance is an exciting time for anyone who cares about these topics nowadays. Technology has already transformed the financial system globally. It's not transforming, it has already transformed and continue to transform the financial systems. And that cuts across all the issues related to financial system, whether it is risk management, risk assessment, underwriting, back office operations, and you name it. What we see today, we haven't seen 10 years ago. So these are really exciting times when we talk about innovation and finance. It's more so for Islamic banking also as well, because it's create opportunities for Islamic banking that did not have before. In fact, some of those innovation could put the Islamic banking and finance in the forefront of the global financial movement, as probably we can ascertain through the presentations. Technologies, where it comes with when there is a transformation of the financial system, that comes with risks. That's understandable and natural, and then it is incumbent on all of us to make sure that we are managing the risks properly. And this is critical for the safety of the financial institution, but also for the industry's reputation, to safeguard our investors, depositors, and making sure the industry grows on strong footing. On this regard, of course, the IFSB is playing a pivotal role. We are the standard setter in terms of regulations and supervisory practices for the Islamic finance sector in all its segments, whether it's banking, takaful, or capital market, or financial institutions. So we are looking forward to continue to cooperate with all of you on the proper implementation and comprehensive implementation of these standards, because at the end of the day, it is these standards that assures, inshallah, the safety and soundness of our industry. But aside from the risks, the technology is really offering Islamic finance tremendous opportunities, not only to improve their value to customers and their value contribution to the industry as a whole, but also to bring global solutions that otherwise did not exist. Just to give you a quick example on the green finance, we all are aware of the difficulties that green finance is facing when it comes to greenwashing and how to ascertain whether the investments are made properly, for example. Islamic finance, on the other hand, is, we all know how heavy it is on documentation. That's the nature of Islamic finance, where there's enormous documentation to document all the real transactions that take place as a result of the financing of the Islamic finance institutions. Now, in the older days, I remember very well conversations with CEOs and bankers and others where they complained about that heavy documentation. But in this day of age, we call that heavy documentation big data. And this is Islamic banking and finance have enormous access to enormous amount of data sets that conventional finance have now access to it. So when it comes to green finance, this is an opportunity for the Islamic finance industry, for example, to showcase their capability and their capacity to deliver assurances through documentation to investors and depositors where their money is spent on green finance. And that will surely attract global investors, not only Islamic finance investors. So this is just one example, but there are plenty of examples, as we will hear today, how the technology is transforming the Islamic finance industry. We are also having the CEO forum with us. This is an important forum because it provides a platform for senior industry leaders to share their insights on navigating the complexity of the financial ecosystems, particularly when it comes to Islamic finance issues. And also in connection to the Innovation Forum, how they are embracing technological innovation. So I'm really quite keen to all of us to look forward. We are looking on the discussion and the outcome and how we can leverage these tools to bring Islamic finance not only to move forward, but to become actually a global leader. So collaboration, innovation are really clear to ensuring the continued relevance and resilience of the industry. Working together, inshallah, I'm confident we can all unlock the full potential of technology to deliver Islamic financial solutions to the whole world, not only to Islamic countries, but also to the whole world, and to become more inclusive and sustainable. Before I conclude, I would like again to extend my deep gratitude for our guest speakers, for their willingness to share their experiences. And again, I would like to welcome all of you. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you very much, Dr. Giath, for your encouraging and warm welcome to all speakers and participants, and for setting the tone for today's discussion. We will now proceed to the members and industry engagement session. And this session is actually designed to provide valuable insights into the IFSB's work and its commitment to fostering collaboration within the Islamic financial services industry and beyond. Therefore, it is my pleasure to introduce our presenters. Consists of Mr. Suhail Issa Al-Zadjaly, which is the Assistant Secretary General for Membership, Engagement and Resources. We have Dr. Abideen Adeyemi Adewale, Acting Assistant Secretary General for Standard Implementation. And we have Ms. Amani Aminath, Acting Assistant Secretary General for Standard Development and Research. Dr. Abideen, Mr. Suhail, and Amani, the 20 minutes is yours.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. First of all, again, I want to thank everyone for all participants to being here in this innovation forum, which is really an important forum for everyone. And having the brilliant like speakers today, it will really enhance our knowledge, our understanding for this forum, inshallah. To begin with, just we wanted to highlight on what is IFSB's role, who is IFSB, and what is our mandate. It's very important for all of us to understand like the role which IFSB is playing and how important is that role for everyone. So IFSB here is not for just to set the standards and that's it. No, we have a much bigger role here. We want to really like to do something which is really useful for everyone. the standard setters play a really critical role in this industry, in Islamic industry. Maybe we'll start with the presentation. If Nisa, can you just share the presentations, please? Next, please. To talk about our mandate, as I just mentioned, the IFSB is the international standard setting body for the prudential regulations. We are promoting the soundness and stability of the Islamic financial service industry. That we are the only international organization actually who covers three sectors. We are covering here, IFSB covers the Islamic banking, Islamic capital market, and insurance, Islamic insurance sector. So the importance of like being in IFSB and understanding what the role we are playing is very important. Maybe as most of you know that we were established in November 2002 and started our operation in March 2003. And as Ammar already mentioned that IFSB is located in Malaysia as international organization, which is hosted by Bank Negara Malaysia here in Malaysia. So among our roles, like what we are doing, and definitely we do much more than that now. And definitely that will be shown, inshallah, in the upcoming strategies which will be coming in the upcoming years. We examine the global regulatory framework, fiscal gaps of Islamic finance to ensure and address the specification unique features of Islamic finance as well. We are complementing all the existing international agencies, international work, regulatory framework, such as BCBS, ESCO, and IAIS, and among others. That means we are not like isolated from them. No, we complement each other, definitely. The next slides, listen. As you can see here, IFSB was IMF, recognized, endorsed of the IFSB standards in 2018. It's not only the IMF who have done that, even the Financial Stability Board, they endorsed IFSB's standards, which helps like all the industry to understand that the importance of IFSB here. By recognizing with all these international organizations shows the importance of IFSB and how important is IFSB for the industry. So furthermore, my colleagues will maybe give some details, more details about this later on. Next slide, Nisa. As you can see from this slide, our membership, current membership is 188 members, which is like from 58 jurisdictions. Among these 58 jurisdictions, we have 81 regulatory and supervisory authorities as our members, which shows the importance of being in IFSB members and the industry itself. The Islamic finance industry is really growing in really a very fast pace. Inshallah, very soon that you will see even this map itself increasing to include some other jurisdictions, inshallah. Among this, our members, we have international organization, including the IMF and others. We currently have 97 market players, which is from different jurisdictions. Definitely among all of this map, as you can see, we are almost in all continents, and one new continent, inshallah, will be added this map, and we hope that inshallah this growth will not just stop there. It will grow more and more inshallah in the future. So with that, I just pass the mic to my colleague, Sister Mani, to take over the standard development due process and the other things. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum and good morning and good afternoon to everyone. I'll just share a little bit about our policy development process and some of our technical work. Our standard development due process is a very robust and rigorous process where we engage a very broad range of stakeholders, both regulatory and supervisory authorities who we engage within the working groups that are established for development of various standards, as well as our technical committee. And we also engage a broad range of other stakeholders through our consultation, where the public and the industry are invited to provide written comments and feedback during public hearings and public consultation process to the IFSB. So all stakeholders have a voice in the development of our standards. The policy decisions and policy proposals are agreed upon by consensus by our member regulatory and supervisory authorities, and they're adopted by the IFSB's Council, which is the highest governing body of the IFSB. We also coordinate very closely our policy development process with other global standard setting bodies through the IFSB's consultative group, as well as communication and meetings with other standard setters, including the Basel Committee, IOSCO, and IIS, to ensure consistency between our standards and those of other global standard setters, because IFSB standards are complementary to existing global standards where we address the gaps for the Islamic financial services industry. Our policy outputs are published in two formats. One are standards, which provides minimum requirements or a minimum baseline for effective regulation and supervision for the Islamic financial services industry. We also issue additional guidance, which elaborates on the standards and provides application level guidance for our standards, as well as on the application of other international standards as well, where relevant, where specific guidance is needed for the Islamic financial services industry. Next, please. So some of our existing published standards include 5 core principles, which are core principles for the 3 main sectors: the Islamic banking, Islamic capital markets, and Islamic insurance sectors, as well as for financial market infrastructure and deposit insurance. And these core principles are essentially minimum benchmarks for effective supervision of that sector, which comes with an associated set of assessment methodologies that helps jurisdictions assess the effectiveness of their regulation and supervision against a certain set of minimum benchmarks. And my colleague will later look at how these core principles are used in financial sector assessments. We also have a number of standards and guidance issued, 26 standards and 13 guidance documents in total, across the 3 sectors: Islamic banking, Islamic insurance, and Islamic capital markets, as well as cross-sectoral standards. These cover a number of prudential areas, including capital adequacy, transparency and disclosure requirements, as well as supervisory review processes, as well as financial safety nets such as lender of last resort, recovery and resolution, and deposit insurance, and so on. And next slide, please. We are currently working on developing a number of new standards, as well as revising and maintaining our existing standards. This includes, for the banking sector, macroprudential guidance on macroprudential tools for the Islamic banking segment, which is currently at the last stages of finalization. For the non-bank financial sector, we are currently revising our standard on governance for Islamic collective investment schemes, IFSB 6, as well as the risk management standard for takaful undertakings, IFSB 14, to reflect developments in the industry, as well as more recent developments in international standards as well. On more recent emerging issues on climate-related risks and sustainability, we are working on 2 key projects for the banking sector and for the Islamic capital market sector. One is guidance on effective management of climate-related financial risks for the banking sector, complementing the BCBS guidance on management and supervision of climate-related risks, and a second project on guidance for sustainability and climate-related issues, both regulatory and supervisory issues, as well as disclosure requirements for the Islamic capital market, largely focusing on funds as well as sukuk. We also have some work ongoing on financial safety nets, particularly continuing the work that we did previously for the banking sector, further guidance on recovery and resolution for the takaful sector, and we hope to issue this document along with the document on climate-related financial risks for the banking sector for consultation. On cross-sectoral standards, we're currently working on effective supervision of Sharia governance, which complements our existing standard on Sharia governance, IFSB 10. Next slide, please. In addition to standards, we have a number of other reports and publications. One of the most prominent publications is the IFSB's flagship report, the IFSI Stability Report, which covers the developments in the global financial services industry, looking in particular at the structural developments and the soundness and resilience in the industry, as well as some of the emerging issues in the sector. And we're further enhancing this report to look at thematic and analytical issues in the industry going forward. And we also have a number of other publications, including working papers, which is an outcome of our research program, as well as proceedings of some of our stakeholder events as well. So next, I think I will hand over now to my colleague, Dr. Abideen, to share some of the information regarding the implementation program. Dr. Abideen?
Yeah, thanks so much, Amani. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on what part of the world you are joining us from. Thanks so much for having you around. As mentioned by my colleague, once these documents are developed, we also will take it a step further, ensuring that they are not only fully implemented, but more so they are properly implemented. This would require the Secretariat engaging in a number of capacity development activities, mainly in terms of training and knowledge sharing, which will reflect our various workshops, either for market players or for regulators, or perhaps at times with some regional concentration or focus. But most importantly, we also take into very high consideration the experience sharing sessions, where those who have implemented the standards, would be able to share with peers on, what their experiences have been. And I think today also we're listening to some of the experiences of some of our esteemed speakers on, what they have been doing in the areas of innovation. So when it comes to prudential regulations also, we do engage ensuring that jurisdictions, that are relatively advanced are brought to the fore to share their experiences so that upcoming and new jurisdictions can also have, some experience to learn from them. But most importantly, continuous professional development is also key. Not all the time would there be events. So at your pace, you can also have access to some of these materials on our e-learning platform, whereas you can either, do your own self-assessment, continuous professional development, and ensuring that you keep pace with either what you have listened to in our workshops, or perhaps it gives you a very, very sound foundation prior to attending any of our technical sessions. We have frequently asked questions that we have seen from our various events that are used to, complement our various activities. But most importantly, when it comes to the regulatory and supervisory authorities, we also provide some form of technical assistance, which would involve at times either on-site or off-site, but in most instances would also involve some of the market players, because we are also stakeholders in the industry to addressing specific issues that relates to that particular jurisdiction, offering technical as well as policy advice on how to ensuring that the industry further strengthens and develops in that particular aspect. But most importantly, where there are new developments ongoing in terms of legal or regulatory enhancement to related to those particular sectors that we cover, we also complement by providing such technical assistances. But most importantly is the fact that a follow-up action will be necessary. So I haven't said having done the workshops, technical peer sharing experience, technical assistance, and so on and so forth, it's important to also have some form of assessment to see, the state of affairs regarding the members' implementation of our standards and what assistances they could be needing, so that would perhaps be included in our work stream in the subsequent years moving forward. And that offers a lot of benefits to our members, so that not only that we provide the training, technical assistance, but also we do some follow-up, ensuring that a dedicated implementation plan is provided and some assessments are carried out to ensuring that things are done properly. Next, sister. As mentioned earlier, one of the key benefits that you have, in adopting the IFSB standards is the fact that it brings you, to global recognition, and it also would be a basis for ensuring that, yes, you can attract,